Today on Kicks Chronicles, we talk life and kicks with 1/3 of the Stockroom podcast, Eman. He talks to us about how his love for kicks literally started while working at the Stockroom at JD Sports back in the day. We also get into his very, very sick collection. We're also going to talk about Kicks Chronicles 100. If you don't know, you need to get to know where it's fast approaching. And the last thing, we're going to also talk about the Lorenz.OG AM95 drop. Yes, people, this is Kicks Chronicles. Run it, run it, run it, run it. Yes, my people, you already know what it is. Welcome to episode 67 of your sneaker and lifestyle podcast, Kicks Chronicles. I'm your boy PROZECH. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us this week. First and foremost, like I do always, thank you to everyone that managed to listen, watch, repost, share the last episode that we did with your boy from the Soul Supplier, John Francis, and like John O'Chrome, you get me, John Creps, aka, you get me, he was out there and did his thing, man, and we shared so beautifully his story, and yeah, man, we've got some really, really cool feedback from the episode, so thank you for everyone that watched and listened. Really, really do appreciate it. Obviously, that's available everywhere you get podcasts, so yeah, that's done. Okay. All right, before we get into everything else, yeah, first of all, let me shout out Kicks and Coffee. I want to shout out Kicks and Coffee again. I spoke about it last week on the pod. I'm going to talk about it again this week. In fact, I actually saw Joe from Kicks and Coffee today. You get me? So it's only right that I shout that man out. Sneaker Festival taking place on the 4th of February. Your boy has been invited, so I definitely will be there. Tickets are available. Link will be in bios for 25% off. Use the code at PROZECH25 and you get 25% off. It's really that simple. Viewers and listeners, feel free. As I said, I'll be coming down. Feel free to come down, say hello. We might film some content as well. Like, it's looking like it's going to be a really, really cool event. And as I said, I did see Joe at the Lorenz.OG drop today, but we're going to get into that a little bit later. Before we're going to talk about something that's been on my mind, but something I haven't spoken about for a long time. We're at episode 67, right? And we're going to get into Eman and everything that a little bit later, but that means that we're 33 episodes away from episode 100. 33 episodes. Mate, you click your fingers and that's done when we're at episode 100. Like, first and foremost, we're giving all glory to God for an amazing achievement when we get there. We thank him in advance. You know how we do. But also, like, I already said that I needed to do more in-person interviews. And my mind is already spinning. I need to do more in-person interviews. And at the end of the year, I made the pledge to you people. And I said, you know what? We're elevating the podcast and we're going to take it in person. And we're going to definitely do more in-person interviews. I'm already patterning the venue, equipment, the personnel that are going to be involved. I'm even already talking to certain guests, you get me? And from March, we're lined up, you get me? Like, we're going to at least be trying to do a couple in-person interviews a month and just shake up a little bit, just do a little bit different. We're not getting rid of the virtual interviews because ultimately people are leading these busy lives. I've got my family to look after. So sometimes schedules aren't going to line up. So there will be options for guests moving forward. But definitely we are committed to elevating the levels of the podcast and taking it in person. And with that being said, I need some help. Kicks Chronicles 100, it means a lot to me. It's a massive achievement. It will be a huge event. I need some ideas on what guest I should be approaching for episode 100. Like, can't be any Tom, Dick or Harry now. It needs to be somebody with that, in that upper echelon. You get me? Like, so, guys, I need your help. Email kickschronicles@gmail.com. Comments, DM me on all social media. You already know how to do that. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking. Who should we get as a guest for episode 100? Kicks Chronicles 100. Yeah? And the sickest thing about this whole thing is, if I'm consistent, which you know your boy, like, PROZECH consistency, right? if I'm consistent, this thing is happening on my birthday. The realest talk, like literally a day or two after my birthday. So this will be an amazing birthday present for your boy. So think big, people. Think big. You get me? Think big. You get me? But yeah, when I think about like how we started and sort of taking a little hiatus and coming back like really, really strong in 2023, I just give glory to God, man. It's an amazing achievement. And yeah, we're cooking with gas, and I want to make this the biggest storytime sneaker podcast in the world. Yeah, bar none. Every other genre of sneaker podcast can live and be the best in their lane. But in my lane, I just want to be number one. Is that so much to ask? I just want to be the best. And I just want to elevate and continue to share people's stories, because I feel like that's the most romantic and nostalgic part of this thing that we love, the passion that we have for Kicks, is how we fell in love with Kicks. You get me? So yeah, we're going to continue to do that. But yeah, guys, before we get into the guests, I want to talk about where I went today. Now, I'm recording this Saturday, which is the day before this is dropping. You get me? Because I keep this thing fresh. You get me? But today I had the honor and the privilege of attending the Lorenz.OG AM95 drop for the Volcano and Dusk colorways. Yeah, Air Max 95s, 110s for 110. Now, it was an amazing launch. People were running throughout Soho. You get me? The West End certainly knew something was dropping. You get me? The shoes look fire, 1000%. You get me? I didn't get a pair, unfortunately. I didn't go into it really expecting a pair, if I'm being honest. Being a size 12, I'm firmly in the space of charging it when I know that the quantities are gonna be around 100. You get me? How many size 12s are there really gonna be for your big boy PROZECH? So yeah, I just kind of charged it when I came there. But I also had in my mind that I really wanted to chat to Lorenzo, because ultimately, I'd messaged him via DM a few times prior, and he'd always been a really, really cool person to me on the DM. Like, even though this guy's worked with Yachty, he's worked with Drake, he's worked with Nike on multiple occasions, and obviously this being sort of like an unofficial collaboration almost with Nike as well, like just being his first foray into having like his own shoe, not just being a customized piece, but a 100 pieces, like as an actual line, an actual collection. Like, it's sick, like it's actually amazing, like, and I'm so happy for him for what he's been able to do, because he's always just been a gentleman. He's always just been a very, very cool guy. I'm throwing up clips, like, and I'm gonna like let you guys see sort of some of the mayhem that was going on. But even in the midst of all this madness, bro, the guy set aside just a little bit of time to chat to your boy PROZECH. You get me? And we had a little bit of chat, and I was able to congratulate him face to face, and he was like very cordial and very nice, and yeah, man, he is literally the OG, you get me? So I wish him every success. I wish him, like, this is the tip of the iceberg, my boy. It's the tip of the iceberg. You're obviously going to go on and do great and greater things, man. But this is just a culmination of the work that you've done, right? You deserve it. Like, the drop was sick. Like, you absolutely smashed it. And yeah, onto bigger and better things, man. It was really happy. And the funny thing is, everyone that I spoke to about Lorenzo had a very, very similar impression of him. It was just a very, very cool, down to earth you, like, and it's great when your bro reputation. You can tell it's late at night. His reputation precedes him for just being a very cool, understated bro. People were running in the streets. They were running around him. They didn't even see him. Like I literally saw him straight away. I went up, I dapped him up, and I said, bro, congratulations. People were running past him. It was actually hilarious, bro. But yeah, not only did I get the chance to speak to the OG himself, along with him, I actually ran into FD from the Shout out to Fabio, man. He did his thing. Scott from Doubled Up. We met up in the morning, bro. Came all the way down from the Midlands, and yeah, man, he had a great time. Bradley Martinez as well. Big shout out to Bradley. I got to meet him. John Francis was there. Shout out to John from the Soul Supplier, Foles and Jeff from Jason Mark. Shout out to them, man, bro. I caught a sick picture of these two there, and their energy was so cool. Like, there was nobody being idiots on that, and everyone was just super happy for Lorenzo and trying to get these kicks, you get me? Also, M1 and Bolu from the Stockroom podcast, and now you see how we did that. We linked it all together because, you know, not too long ago, Bolu the Bear was actually a guest on this very same podcast. You get me? We're going to insert a clip right about now, man. Let's insert that clip.
Jordan for SB Pine Green, story time.
I went out with my missus and my daughter. I went to go see Winnie the Pooh live action. If you haven't gone to see that, I recommend it. I got lost. I was in a magical place. Bro, the guy sitting right in front of me had the SB Pine Greens on the day before they dropped. Swear down. So you see me, yeah, bruv, I'm spiritual. I'm like, God, I see you. The faith was so high. I could not believe I didn't get them.
Bro, you know where you messed up?
God.
You have to grab my man by the hem of his garment. That's how you tap in. You have to grab my man by the hem of, you have to really grab it. You can't just you have to grab him by the hem of his garment and say, yeah, I'm not letting you go until you give me a back door.
Right, and today is not about Bolu, although we love Bolu. Today is about Eman, his co-host. It's about Eman, you get me? The guy behind the laptop, you get me? Always coming out with them quick one-liners. He's a very, very funny guy. This is part one of our interview with the content creator. We chat about Jordan 4s. A lot. Jordan 4, Yellow Thunders. We talk about the White Cements and we talk about Aqua 8s. But he talks to us about his time at JD in the stockroom and how that sort of gave birth to that deeper love for kicks. That's where his appreciation came from. And ultimately the inspiration for the podcast came from all the stories and all the joy and the laughter that happened right in that stockroom. In addition to that, he talks to us about some of the kicks he was able to cop on the super cheap. Did you know that JD had an odd bin section? I didn't even know, but kicks would come in, and obviously if you're working in JD, you got first dibs. He was working in the stockroom, so he had first dibs, you get me? And yeah, he talks to us about picking up kicks for the super cheap, you get me, man? And with all of that sort of leading to him starting this podcast with M1 and Bolu, an amazing guest, awesome guy. My downfall as well, you get me, Chale. Even though we're out of the African Cup of Nations, at least there was a little bit of a football-inspired theme. Even we're both wearing Ajax, and Ajax are just terrible at the moment, unfortunately as well, but it is what it is. You get me? I'm not talking about football. We're not doing that. By the way, if you remember from last week, I was talking to Chris Houghton. Chris Houghton did get fired. They waited until game 3, so we didn't reach the last 16. If you listen to my advice, we might have done it, but it's okay. It's done now, man. I don't know how many years. 4 years later, we'll see what I've gone. Maybe I'll be the Ghana manager by then. But yeah, man, part 2 is going to be dropping next Sunday of our interview with Eman, and we'll get deeper into his collection, his thoughts on the culture, and what kicks he would take with him if he was stranded on a desert island. Overall, absolutely love this episode and our chat. And yeah, man, guys, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, review, do all of that great stuff. It really does help the podcast. Continue to share it. Please share it. Don't be stingy. Don't be greedy. Share it with your friends. Don't be selfish. Share the podcast with your friends. And all of the clips, you know, I be clipping. You know I stay clipping. You get me? Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, I stay clipping. You get me? Share them shareables, you get me? But with all of that being said, I'll be your boy PROZECH. This is Kicks Chronicles, and our guest this week in part 1 of our interview is from the Stockroom podcast, Eman. Enjoy. Peace.
Yes, people, you already know what it is. My big Kicks Chronicles in the game, and I've got another illustrious guest. Some of you guys may remember a little while ago, I had a man by the name of Bolu the Bear in the piece. You get me? He came with his irreverent, lovely energy. You know, the guy just comes with that sweetness. You get me, man? He's a good guy, right? And I mentioned the fact that he was a third of an amazing podcast, a podcast that's already out there that you guys should really be aware of. And that podcast is the Stockroom Podcast.
Yeah.
And I said during that podcast that I'm like Ash Ketchum out here, man. I got to catch them all.
Yeah.
You get me, man? Every single last one of them. Everyone that wants to chat to me, I want to chat to them.
Yeah.
You get me? So I said that day, you get me, the other pillars of the Stockroom, I needed to make a way and make that happen. And today we're fulfilling that dream. You get me? So today I have Eman, the guy behind the laptop. You get me? Pulling the strings. Like I'm saying, like James Madison.
My Liverpool fan. Let's do
Maybe continue back in the day.
Yeah. We'll do that one.
Pulling them strings, you get me, man, and feeding them balls to M1 and Bolu, man. We got Eman in the building, man, straight from the Stockroom, man. What are you saying, my broski?
I'm calm, man. Yeah, we're just gonna have a pause for feeding all the balls to the man there.
Wow. Is that what we're doing?
We'll flow on from there. I'm just setting the precedent.
Is that what we're doing? Because if that's what we're doing, I need to put my radar up.
Please, white flag.
Yeah, well, everyone's so stressed right now. I've been seeing a lot of content from random, like just basically saying, like, I just want to have a normal conversation. Please stop victimizing.
I can't lie. I'm not the guy who does it on the pod because it's like, come on, let's not be childish. But sometimes
we need to discuss one thing though, bro.
Go on.
Listening to the pod while you're bathing, G.
Bro. You see the random, yeah?
I have a random question.
Go on.
Have you guys listened to the pod?
Listen to the pod?
Yeah. Us.
Like, listen back to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, I listen to it quite often, you know.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be in the shower listening. Like, sorry, innit? But like...
There's something fishy about that. I
Okay.
can't put my finger on it, but...
Okay, maybe you should about it. Don't close your laptop. I'm sorry. Fairs, man. Can we go again?
You're still unbeatable! Why the fuck would you say that?
Wait, don't you guys listen to podcasts in the morning sometimes?
That's why.
No, sit down.
Respectfully, that wasn't you, but we need to discuss it, bro. We need to discuss it.
Do you know what it is? Where do you? Sorry, before we dive into, because we've already dived into. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. Sorry,
You don't know.
I really appreciate it. But yeah, I don't understand that. I'm not a type of guy that listens to pods that randomly. I can't lie. I can only listen to pods on the train or somewhere. Listening into the bath, like
Broski.
like support,
Wild. Just touching your body and that. Just listening to the man. Wild settings, bro. But the thing is, do you know one thing I will say? I love that he felt safe enough. I love that the environment was safe enough for him to feel like he could share that. Because you, man, are obviously your guys, your bros. You get me? Like, you've been doing the podcast for a minute, but you were friends before that, bro. Like, for him to feel free enough in his manhood for him to say, yeah, man, I soak my body and listen to you, man, chat about kicks. Wild. But
please don't say like that. Don't, please. Man said, I soaked my body.
Bro, I'm just repeating what I'm just reading it right off. I'm just reading it right off the thing. Nah, man, shout out to M1, man. The statement was wild. Full AY, like, well, should I say, full Y for that. Full AO, full pause, all of that. But you know what, man? I knew what he was. I knew what he was trying to say. But Broski, please, like, for the people that are listening and watching, like, that maybe don't know your story, that don't know where it came from, sort of thing. Let's take it right back to the beginning. Like, we like to find out what sort of drew you to the game. What was your first love? So talk to me about kicks, man. What brought you in? What gripped your heart?
I'd say secondary school. Yeah, I was doing basically. I took IT for GCSE, and I don't know why. Actually, no, not IT, computing. Never again. I don't know why I even attempted to. I was just leeching off the smart brothers, trying to create convo. Trying to, bro, just send me that once. Yeah. Like. But no, around the computers, it was like, I don't know why. I don't even know how it came up. But the shoe that really caught my eye and introduced me to everything is a shoe that actually recently released last year. The Thunder 4s.
Oh, snap.
Bro, I don't know what it was, yeah, but I remember the first time seeing that shoe and I was like, yo, this shoe is cold. Like,
wow.
It was one of those
what,
shoes.
Reds or yellows?
Oh, no. Oh, I said Thunder. This is a Red Thunder. That Red Thunder is a fraud. Absolute tomfoolery. I don't know.
Bro.
I don't know. Yeah. Do you know the funniest thing?
I've got stress when it comes to the Thunders, like, but I'll let you land still. I'll let you land.
No, because when they first said Red Thunders, I was like, what kind of blasphemy is this? There's only one Thunder. You can't call it a Red Thunder. But yeah, Thunder 4s drew me into the game. And yeah, ever since then, it's like, oh, what's that? Like, I that's one of the shoes that I made my wallpaper back in computing. Like, the big screen wallpaper, that was my wallpaper. But yeah, apart from that, it didn't really progress too much until I would say, going on, when did I start? I think 2015 December, I started working in JD.
Come on.
JD Kingston, part-time, Christmas temp. I remember that's when I was really introduced into the shoes. I started off on textiles. Well, obviously, there's a difference between textiles and footwear. Obviously, textiles is clothing, and then footwear is obviously footwear. But yeah, that's where I started to gravitate towards it. The first release that I saw was the I'm sure it was 2016. The white cement 4s.
Respect it.
People were lining up outside, and I was confused as to like, what's going on, like, and kind of saw the commotion and people were here like putting pairs away, and it's like, obviously because you work at the store, you kind of have first dibs, and if we say the size is not there, the size isn't there, but it's there.
Yeah, I know for a fact, bro. You man be speaking in coded languages, bro. I'm it's not there, yeah. I respect it, man.
Like,
I'll see you later.
Is it there? Is it there? There. That's when you get to know if it's there. But nah, man, we held it down for ourselves. That really introduced me into it, and then hiding things in the stockroom, full circle.
Real talk. I love that.
Hiding things in the stockroom. That's where I started to see other shoes. There was a pair of Aqua 8s there in a size 10. That really caught my eye. And then we had 72 and 10s, Air Jordan 11. There was bare sizes left over. So yeah, I started to see the hype around Jordans, and like people were talking about them. So I kind of got an understanding of what it was and what the culture kind of was. But yeah, carried on that job. It was a love and hate job. Like, I hated it, but I loved being there because I loved the shoes. I kind of grew into that role. So I was there till like first year uni, and then when I was in uni, I was working in the stockroom. That's where the whole idea came from. You're chatting to your guys, you're working, but it's basically free work because you're chilling up there. If somebody wants a shoe, then you're going to send it down. But when you have the character of you're able to bounce around with everybody, it makes life easier, and you're kind of 100%. The mastermind of it all because you're in the stockroom, you're getting the shoes, you're having the conversations with the people that come up, your colleagues that you might not know, your colleagues that you know the best, but it's all over shoes. Hence the stockroom.
It makes sense.
So yeah, that's how it really started for me. So I would say seriously since 2017, but probably 2015ish and before, I knew something was there, but I wasn't really into it. Kind of wish I got into it earlier. Otherwise, the collection would have been mad because by that time, that's when there wasn't all of this raffles and stuff.
Yeah, the market was completely different back in them days.
The market was completely different.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's really it for me.
That's an amazing story, and I love hearing people's stories because everyone's just so like different and like nuanced, and the idea of obviously you getting a job and then ultimately being surrounded by kicks, also like seeing the hype around a particular shoe and that causing you to question sort of like, so what's the deal with this, like what's popular with this, like, you get me, like. We'll come back and talk about the Thunder because I've got an issue with the Thunder. I think it's. I haven't got a lot of time for the Thunder, respectfully.
Okay.
Because I feel the Thunder doesn't have a strong enough story behind it for it to be as loved as it is. I think it's only loved because it's a predominantly black silhouette, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the man them can get down with that. You get me? Like, but for me, I'm a story guy. And because there's no real story behind it, apart from it just being a decent colorway, maybe I'm wrong. You get me? But like, I just don't get down with it. Also, it seems to be the donor pair if you want to have a fake pair of black cats. Bro, you know how many times I've seen Thunders being turned into black cats?
Actually, no. I've seen there's somebody on that TikTok app, that Time app, and he has a pair of blue Thunders. I don't know if you've seen it. Yes,
blue Thunders, bro.
And when I first saw it, I was thinking, yo. And the thing is, he's a big content creator. I was thinking, yo.
They'll say it's customs, but that's wild.
Obviously, I think he promotes it as if he promotes it as, okay, guys, it's UAs. I don't really care that much. But it's like,
really?
Yo,
okay.
But I get what you're saying though. If you don't have a pair of fake black cats, you normally have a pair of fake Thunders.
Yeah, for real. And some people are going the extra mile and turning them into like, and it's just wild to me. But that being said, the re-release happened probably like 2 months ago, and
how long ago was it? I can't remember.
It was probably like 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah,
but like, because I managed to cop two. I even hollered at Bolu, right? Because me and Bolu are the same size. Me and Bolu are the same size.
This pod is gonna.
Yeah. But the thing is, I saw your episode where you were like,
gonna fly.
Yeah. I saw your episode where it was like all three of you didn't manage to cop it, right?
Yeah.
On the restock, and I was like, bro, this is the reason why. And I said to one, I was like, this is the reason why you should talk to me, bro, because I had two in the yard, right? And I shuttered them both. And if you'd have hollered at me, you would have had that, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know whether we ended up getting a pair in the end. But like, I just said to him, bro, that's why you need to chat to man, bro.
I think that's another thing.
I'm saying.
I think that's another thing in terms of like, I said this on the pod. Sometimes you want a shoe, but you don't want a shoe.
I know what you mean, bro. But when you're a bigger size as well, sometimes you have to charge it. And this is what I remember having the conversation with other people similar size. Like, there's certain shoes, I have to just look at them from afar, bro. I just respect the game. Because I'm like, I know what the size run is saying, and size 12s are not getting the same amount of size 8, size 7, size 6, size 9. Like, I know where the money is, right? And when you understand where for real. like Bigfoot just slowly wandering into the desert and that. Like, honestly, like, so it's annoying because I'm not even that tall. I just got a Bigfoot for no reason. You get me? Like, I could when I say them I'm a size 12, they look at my feet and they're like, really?
Yeah.
Like, because I carry like the energy that I have is probably like a size 8, 9 energy. But my foot is just wham for whatever reason. It just is. You get me? Like, I wish I was a size 8 or 9, bro. You get me? But it is what it is. Like, so it's just annoying to me. Like, but in the same sense, obviously, sometimes you just have to charge it. You just have to charge it, man. I know that I'm not going to be able to cop every single shoe I want. So I'm just going to have to say, you know what? Okay, that's a great shoe. It's beautiful. And that's for you. And maybe I'll catch them on the other way around. Maybe I'll get a used pair down line. Like, you get me? I'm not precious.
For your finances, like, bro.
Yeah, I'm not precious when it comes to these things, man.
Yeah, it's not every shoe that we can afford. I hear it though.
Let me ask you, like, what ends did you grow up in?
I'm from South London, Mitcham. I don't know if you know Mitcham. Do you know Mitcham?
No, yeah, no Mitcham. No,
Actually, no,
Mitchum.
you're
So
Ghanaian. You know Mitchum. Don't worry. Yeah.
yeah, we know, we know Mitchum. We know Mitchum.
Yeah.
In that regard, yeah, right. When you were growing up in your heyday, like even before you were fully aware of kicks, what were you seeing on people's feet? What can you see when you look back in your mind's eye?
Well, growing up, I grew up in Clapham, so not Mitcham. So I grew up in Clapham, but I moved to Mitcham probably like 2005 ish. But
Okay.
before then, so if we're going young, I'm remembering like from my memory in Clapham, seeing 95s, 90s.
Hear
You used to
that?
go to like your like, you know them ones where you go to like your aunties and uncle's house and then they have a child, so your parents are like go and play that guy, but he's bare years older than you, so he's probably thinking, what's this little boy coming to? Why is this little boy coming to my room? But
I can
obviously,
imagine you were annoying, bro. I can imagine you were annoying.
Bare questions.
I love that, man.
Why is this there? Nah, bare questions. I remember he had weights and I tried to pick it up. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know. Small man like me with big weight like that. Nah, man. It's not. But yeah, I remember seeing 95s. That's one of the reasons, like, working in JD and 95s, I had a really big appreciation for JD exclusives. Like, exclusive 95s, bro, peak. Grey and yellow. There was grey and red, that grey maroonish, like obviously the triple black 95s, black and white. So that is what I saw. A lot of 90s, 95s, basically Air Maxes. Not too much the deluxes and the 98s and stuff. I was really being in Clapham. It was quite a so-so kind of area. So the man them were really wearing a handful of Creps, Forces, 90s or 95s. Take with that information what you will as to what they were doing with those pairs. So,
we know what they were doing, bro. I almost said we know what we were doing, but you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like, we understand that language, bro. We understand that language. Like, complete side note. That's the reason why when they dropped the Tiffany Air Force and it was a black on black, essentially, I was like, these man took consultation from a roadman easily, because from a straight murderer.
And they had they had the silver cap on the back.
Hey, yo, this is it, bro. It's like, what customer in Tiffany's rocks black or black Air Forces? No customer that's ever walked into Tiffany's is wearing black or black Air Forces. But that being said, apparently the materials were of the highest standard.
Yeah, they looked it.
You know what I'm saying? So I understood in that terms of where they were going. But coming back to what you were saying in terms of 90s, 95s, yeah, they gripped the streets for a minute still. So I completely understand where you're coming from in that regard. Like, London has a massive connection to the 1995 and Air Maxes in general. Like, so it doesn't surprise me that you say that.
The power that JD had on the streets, where like obviously they call themselves king of trainers, fair enough. Growing older, you kind of look at JD as that's that type of store, because now we know what we have and what we like. It's not for us. But where you're getting shotters and all types of man going into their local JD, because that was probably the biggest / only chain that they had. Obviously there was Foot Locker, but if you're really trying to go, in my opinion, there was more JDs than Foot Lockers. So from what I remember.
Definitely was. I think JD had the impression that it was an English thing, so therefore there were more of them. Foot Locker was an American thing, so they could only pick and choose their main spots. But I get where you're coming from. Please continue.
So seeing stuff like that and working there and walking past there and seeing what people got, it kind of resonated that obviously JD is a London thing, but where every man gets their Creps is from JD. So it was a lot of the same things you see around, but that's what kind of made JD London and how big the group is. Because don't forget, they have size, they have a lot of all of these hiking man shops and stuff. So it kind of spoke to us as a people, as opposed to a Foot Locker.
No, I definitely agree with that. One thing I always like to ask is about unholy grails.
Unholy.
Unholy.
Okay.
Let me talk to you.
Talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
Right. When I was young, I'm gonna be real. Like, and because we come from similar backgrounds, you may understand that the order of priority in my house was God, food, education.
Okay.
Kicks did not make it on that list.
Okay.
And therefore, because Kicks was not on that list, I had to dabble sometimes in the dark arts. You get me? AKA unholy grails. I'll give you a few and maybe they jog a memory or two. I don't know. Right. So I'm talking about your classic plimsolls, Gola, ball boy shoes, high tech, Dunlop, Mercury, Everlast, Avia, Ascot Tracks, Adore. These are just a few names that come to mind. Did you ever have to dabble in them dark arts, wear something that's slightly off brand, not necessarily your Nikes or your Adidas, but maybe it had a fourth stripe, who knows? Talk to me. Did you ever have to get in that? Did you have to get involved?
Most of the dark arts, God forbid. What area are you from?
South East, so like Bermondsey.
Okay. My dad worked on Woolworth Road. So
shut up.
So East Street, you already know what's going down.
100%.
So
100%.
If we now get into it, let's get into the crooks and cranny of this. When I say there was a shop called Sportech.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember.
And it ended with a C, not with a H, right?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Okay.
Sportech, and I think the bag was orange.
I'm seeing yellow in my mind, but I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yellow or orange. I remember my dad. Our parents tried, man. Our parents tried.
Bro. Let's put that all the way out there as well, just so people don't think that we're just like ragging. Bro, like the priorities were clear. We were just trying to get on and survive. Like our parents came on and like we're just trying to live out here. You get me? Under the cloud of all kinds of different issues that they're facing, right? Kicks was not high on the priority. I get that, right? But we're looking back with a different lens now. We can laugh about it because I'm saying we know who we are now. It's all gravy, but like it's good though. You get me? It builds character. So talk to me.
That's a disclaimer. But I can't I'm sure there was a fourth stripe somewhere. The thing is, I don't really remember because when I was young, I wasn't too focused on footwear.
I get you.
I remember there was this one thing, that me and my cousin always talk about. My dad was taking us to the barbers, and then I wore one pair of shoes. And you know, when you're Ghanaian, everywhere you go, you need to step correct with your parents.
Have to,
because there's always that one uncle or an auntie side eyeing back. So we were going to the barbers, and I put my pair of shoes on, and my cousin was there, and then my dad was at the top of the stairs, and he looked down, looked at me, such disgust. When I say this guy was fed, like he looked as if I killed someone. He said, "Go and change your trainers, bro." I think that point, I laugh about it now, but that day I was embarrassed because, bro, I'm in front of my cousin.
Oh my days!
And this is my cousin from my mom's side, not my dad's side, so it's even more distant, bro.
People.
And I think that clicked, and then I started to think to myself, "What am I wearing?" Like I was deep into myself.
You lost your innocence in that moment, bro.
Okay,
it's so deep.
Show you. I still have one pair of shoes. One set.
Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing.
So let me set the scene, Let me set the scene. Church barbecue.
Love it.
Church barbecue. I'm thinking to myself, the church barbecue, this was Chino's time. I think to myself, I need to. Bro, my dad's just taking me to Sports Direct. I need to. I'm gonna. I'm gonna give it to them. So I've taken the laces out, but you'll get it. I picked up this pair of shoes. Don't forget, I'm seeing Nike, and I'm like, the man them are gonna see this. You man are not gonna forget about.
They're not ready.
Bro, look at
Yeah, bro.
I took the laces out because I put them in another pair of kicks. Let me try and turn the light down. So it
let it bang, bro. Let it sing.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. You can hear
Oh
it.
my days. This shoe. This is not a trainer, bro. This is a shoe.
Not an air unit. This is pure soul. It's knocking me back.
It's got more soul than James Brown, bro. This is nuts, bro.
This is, man said what? Pre-aged what?
Nah, come on, bro. This is beautiful.
Virgil
you see this,
looked at the shoe and said, yo. Virgil said what? 3% rule. Brother,
oh, no. Oh, man,
Yeah,
this is nuts, bro. Do you remember the name of that shoe? Have you researched it?
That's the thing. Is that long ago? It's Sports Direct. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, this is the thing with Sports Direct. But I have a feeling, yeah, right. And for those that are listening, you know, obviously don't get the opportunity to see. First and foremost, jump on YouTube, go on Spotify, you'll be able to watch.
YouTube. Guys, I don't know why you're listening.
Yeah, come on, go and do your thing, right?
There's visuals.
But what I remember vividly about Sports Direct is when I went into Sports Direct, because I used to study the catalogs.
Okay.
So I knew a lot of the models, right?
Yeah.
But when you go into Sports Direct, you're seeing models that you've never seen before.
No, when you're going to Sports Direct, it's JK and AF.
This is it. But it's like it's not in a good way. It's like, fam, are you sure that these are all okay? Like, are they not like, you know what I'm saying? Should this not be in an outlet somewhere? Like, is this not B grade? You get me? Like, so there was a lot of that when I went into Sports Direct. Like I feel like people that have grown up with Sports Direct, to be fair, yeah, when I was growing up, because I feel like I'm maybe like a week or two older than you, but like when I was growing up, yeah, right, we didn't really even have Sports Direct like that. It wasn't even as accessible.
Yeah, then
there was a certain point.
Definitely a week.
It's a week or two, right? I have to say, yeah, right, we would have killed. There was a certain amount of us that could have killed to even have that shoe, bro. Just to have the tick. Even though it wasn't giving, the midsole was not giving any flexibility at all, we would have just killed to have it, man. Just so that we can get the man there off our back.
It was air push. Air max.
No, there was no air. It was just force.
Yeah, force.
It was just force.
Force barcode and then man.
Respectfully, man. So yeah, I love that, man. I love that. I love the fact that, you know, like as I said earlier, we can look back at these things and laugh because ultimately, right, it doesn't define us. I think a lot of people, especially in the Black Caribbean community, right, we can look at those things from when we were growing up and say, you know what, it caused, like, it gave us a work ethic, it gave us perspective, and it made us drive and work harder in certain areas. And some people might look at things and say, but these are just kicks. Like, I get it, right? But I'm of the opinion that everybody has their things that they love and they like or whatever and that they're passionate about. And for a lot of us, we like kicks, right? And the fact that we didn't have them when we were younger and that we do have them now and that I'm saying, in a good position to be able to do the things we want to do. Like, as weird as it sounds, I put some of that down to not having what I wanted when I wanted it when I was a young one. I put a lot of that down to it because it gives me that drive and that hunger to provide for my family, but also put myself in a position to get what I want. So it always comes round.
Yeah, it's good and it's bad in the sense of like, yeah, what you're saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not dismissing what you're saying. What you're saying is 100% correct. But in the same sense that you didn't have that priority or you weren't blessed with what you wanted to be blessed with. And now it's like, now I have the money. Let me go and spend on my childhood. But that can necessarily not be the best thing because now it's not your childhood. You have responsibilities. So
100%.
You can be looking at that fragment Air Jordan 1 low and saying,
bro, do you even know that that's one of my ones, bro? That is actually one of my ones, bro. Yeah.
That is 100% one of mine. Hey, little one. And you see that baby formula.
Bro, that we were saying that Weetabix, maybe we have to continue that, but we have that in the evening as well.
You might need to stay on that breast milk for now. You can't graduate to that formula yet. I haven't got the energy for that.
No, the bandwidth thing, man, it's not there yet, man. But we'll get there in the end. No, man, I think the other thing with me as well
I have to be responsible.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
have an opinion. I don't have a choice. I have to be responsible. So I had to pattern my kicks in a way that even my wife would even allow it to be in the yard in the way that in the way that it is. You get me? So like I came to my missus with a business plan in that sense. Like I said, this is how we're gonna pattern it. This is how we're gonna pattern it. I'm gonna be doing content. I'm going to be speaking to people. I'm going to be putting things out there. I'm going to be doing reviews. I'm going to be doing X, Y, and Z. I'm going to link up with different businesses so I can basically put as much back into the family as possible so that these kicks never become a burden. And I think that's a really, really important point. Like, I'm not a hype beast. You get me? And I don't get that impression from you having watched your content for as long as I have. Like, we're not out here just copying kicks for copying kicks' sake. We don't just have a wall of Jordan 1s just because we want every colour. Like, and if that's you, respectfully do your thing in it. But no, but I'm just talking about in general for people. Like, if that's people out there, like, respectfully do your thing in it. But like, for me,
if that's you, do better. Do better. Do better. Don't listen to him. Do better. Like what you like. Be your own person. Be individual.
This is it, man. This is it, man.
Individualistic. Sorry.
But like this, but the truth is though, like, because of how I grew up in the game and because of like my passion for it, I'm about the connection, not about the collection, man. I need to be connected to what I'm dealing with. Like, I'm 100%, bro. I love that you love that, man. I need to be. Rebels. I need to be, bro. I need to be connected to it, bro. And that's the reason why I was like with the Thunder. Like, I don't have that visceral connection with that shoe. So I can be dismissive of that shoe, whereas other people, they look at that shoe and it's like, I love that shoe. Respectfully, 100%. But like the shoes that I have a connection with. You get me? Like, I'm connected to. There's a story behind it.
You see my Thunder story. What shoe is that for you? That shoe.
That's a great question. That's a great question. And I can tell you now, like, you may not even understand where I'm coming from. It's the Reebok Classic.
Bro, it's only 2 weeks, you know. Like, I get it. I understand it.
It's the Reebok Classic. It's the Reebok Classic.
In JD, we used to sell classics, exo fits, workouts. I remember the brown box. Yeah, bro.
Like with the hexagon and that, bro.
Yeah.
Like the Reebok Classic, to me, that was our aspirational shoe. That was a shoe that had the, like, cause like Bermondsey, Rotherhithe, Syracuse, not all the way up to Deptford. Deptford was kind of ghetto, but like that sort of that central bit, yeah. Like there was a heavy Caucasian population.
Yeah, bro, you're next to Millwall. You could have died at any 100. Time.
Like, bro, I'm talking Ben Shermans.
Yeah.
Loafers and straight jeans when you're not even going to work, bro. This is just what they wore, bro.
Yeah.
You get me? But if they're not wearing loafers, they're wearing Reebok Classics. And I just looked at that and I was like, I got so much time for that shoe, bro. I got so much time for that silhouette. It was so simple, right? Yeah. Like, so many people of different walks of life had it. Really, like it's just kind of similar to like when Dunks started going mad, like around the time of like the pandemic, where it was like
2020.
everybody could wear them. Like whether you're old lady, I'm saying granddad, grandma, little boy, little girl, and everything in between. Like it was just that shoe to me. So I was like, yeah, that was that shoe. And I used to draw it. I used to think about it, dream about it. You get me, all the way until my mum actually ended up getting me a pair in year 6. The maddest thing was she got me a pair with a gold strap. So it was the sassiest of all the pairs she could have got me. But
she doesn't know. She
didn't know. Plus, she was like, "This guy's been chatting to me about this shoe for a minute. Yeah. Finally, let me draw for a pair."
And you can't go. It's the wrong one.
You get me? Because the truth is, yeah, the reason why I can't say that is because if I send her back to that shop, she may not come back with another shoe. She may just get her money back. This is it. Don't add no stress to the game. I'm gonna take that. You get me? And I'm going to make it work.
Yeah. I'm going to get laughed at, but I'm just going to soak it all up.
I'm going to make it work. Because it's better than where I'm coming from.
Yeah, exactly.
You get me? Yeah. I'm better than where I'm coming from. I have perspective. You get me? So, like, with respect, that was the shoe for me, man. And I love that shoe. And I still love that shoe to that day. I've probably had, like 50 pairs. Like, I don't have any in my collection now because I've just like gone in so deep on it. Like, and I really just want like special pairs now.
Would you
get
say
me?
that's where your love for Icy Souls came from?
Yeah. Icy Souls and they used to do the jagged edge as well.
Yeah,
You get me?
I remember.
The jagged edge, the Icy Soul is crazy. Also, my complete love for the gum sole came from the Reebok Classic. Came from the Reebok Classic. The gum sole with the black. Like, that's game changing to me, bro. The gum sole with the black. What is a gum sole? Who came up with it?
Yeah.
Who came up with it?
Yeah.
Like, and why does it bang so? Yeah. Like, come on, man. Come on. Whoever came up with that idea,
Forget
like,
who
bro,
invented black. Who came with that gum sole?
Bro,
Why did you
we need to have priorities.
It's not chewy.
This is it, bro. Like, where did the gum connection come from? Like, maybe it's about tree sap or something. Who knows, man? These men were deeper. These men were deeper, man. So I was like, yeah. Like, so all of that love come from there, man. All of that love come from there, man. And yeah, I still love the silhouette, man. The classic leather silhouette, the workout, the club C. I got mad love for all of them, man. Still to this day, man.
So it's a good,
like,
well, it's not for me, but I see it. It's one of those things that, like, sometimes you might not support a team, but you can appreciate it.
Yeah, 100%. And I get that, because the thing is, people didn't come up the way I came up. In the way that I came up, in the era that I came up, so the attachment to the shoe is definitely going to be different, and that's the reason why I have to ask the question, because I want to be able to identify with you in your version of that shoe, because I know you do have that. I know there was something that drew you, and I knew there was something that represented your area, something that you were growing up and aspiring to.
Yeah, that was the Air Max. Yeah, definitely the Air Max 95. I would say specifically JD exclusives. One, because I worked there, and two, because I remembered the influence that it had on people around me and the colorways they came up with. It wasn't like colorways they had now. Obviously, I know I've spoken about it just now, but they were so different, but they were so nostalgic. It's not like what you see now. I don't want to be that guy where it's, it's not the same, but it's literally
not the same, bro.
Like,
with all the due respect, yeah.
They came up with the 95 Jacquard. It was like, I don't know if you remember it. It was like, it was basically an Air Max 95 with scaffolding. And then they made a neon version of that, and it was horrible.
Like, oh, bro, I remember this.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
And then they had a JD exclusive Nike pack, and I think it was Huaraches and 95s and 90s, and it was like an anthracite grey, but it was reflective, and the laces were reflective. The Huarache laces were reflective.
Yeah, I can see the one you're talking about, bro. Like,
these are the type of things that meant a lot to me. And even if you delve into it even more, that when the sneaker boot came out, the Air Max 95 sneaker boot, or the high top Air Max 95, and then there was the black, and then there was the greenish pair, bro, that shoe went triple platinum in my store. Only convicted suspects wore such a shoe.
Bro, man, that is such a wild that's such a wild shoe, bro. That's such a wild shoe. Bro, like, what is this now, bro? And the thing is, if I was in the shop, I'll be looking at them and be like, how could you?
How could you?
Like, in plain sight, we all know you did it.
Yeah. You see that thing on the weekend? That party was on the weekend. That was like bang, 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 bang. It was you.
It was you. Oh, my days, man. Yeah. That's deep. That's so cool, man. Like, and that reminds me of the Huarache boot as well, man. Some people, like,
I can't remember that. Oh wait,
you know one? The Huarache boot. So the Huarache was a high top Huarache with a strap across the front. So there was no back strap. It was a strap across. You don't remember that?
I think I do. Is it literally called Huarache boot? What's the actual name?
Yeah. No, it was a high top. It was a high top Huarache.
I remember there was two or three types of Huaraches. Was it the Huarache that was in the colorway? It was black and red or something. There was a size exclusive.
There was a black and red. There was black and red. There was black and green. There was black and blue. Like,
Wait, let me
The
type
one that
it
I
up.
remember is the Hirachi Love Hate Pack. Sorry guys, we're going really into.
Yeah, this is in the weeds, bro. We're deep
You might
cutting
need to
right
get
now.
your Googles out for this one, guys, lads.
But yeah, man, if you just what's the official term? Yeah, it's like I'm looking on
Because I remember the Hirachi Love Hate Pack. That I really wanted a Hirachi. I don't know if you remember.
So
It was black and red.
okay, this is what it was called. It was the Nike Air Trainer Hirachi.
Oh wait, it's okay. Nike Air Trainer Hirachi. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh my god,
Yeah, bro.
You know, I saw Central C wear them probably like last year, and I was like,
Yeah. And the thing is, you're absolutely right. There were other versions. So there was a high top Hirachi. So that, you see, like if people are keeping score, you see a regular Hirachi, a regular low top Hirachi. There was a high top version of that.
Yeah, that was.
But this
one was nice.
This was a different version of Hirachi. So it still had the same name, but it had a strap that went across the front.
Yeah,
you get me. Like so, it was just a bit different, bro. We knew who you were if you were wearing that shoe. Like we 100% knew who you were.
More time you stunk of weed. I'm sorry to profile, but
like no, bro, it's not profile. You're just IDing. It's just facts, bro. It's just facts, man. But the thing is, yeah, all of this is great, man. All of this is great because ultimately, like, it's just representative of a time and a space. And this is the amazing thing about Kicks, man. It's like you see a person wearing a pair of shoes and it takes you back to a time in your life where you were like, oh, that shoe represented this to me. You get me? And like having these conversations really just like highlight to me like what certain shoes actually evoke certain memories. And it's actually like amazing. Like, bro, what we're gonna do right now, yeah, right? We're gonna bring it a bit more into the modern day and just understand sort of what your current collection rotation is saying. Like, this is line of question and I called the EST of KIC. And when I say EST, I mean oldest, newest, rarest, greatest, the best. You get me? So, like, in your collection right now, what would you say is the oldest pair of shoes you currently have? Hi there. So nice to see you. Sorry to interrupt the pod. I'll be literally 30 seconds. I just wanted to say thank you for being here. And also, if you enjoy the pod, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It really does help. Also, if you're listening on an audio platform, feel free to give us a review, whether it be positive or negative. Just leave a review. We really, really appreciate it. Also, feel free to listen to our old episodes. And if you ever want to get in contact, if you want to let me know what you're thinking, feeling, or whatever, holler at me. My name is PROZECH. PROZECH on all social media. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm enjoying TikTok at the moment. So feel free to holler at me. I will always holler back. And with all that being said, I'll let you get back to the pod. Toodles.
Oldest in terms of age or how?
Do you know oldest in terms of when you got it, or oldest in terms of age? Either way, I'm easy.
Okay, I've got something that I'll bring out two shoes.
Why not?
I'll bring out two shoes in terms of oldest. So if we're going out, let me speak when I come back. It's probably better for listening. So first shoe is vocally on the pod. I say that I'm not a fan of such a shoe, and I hope you know what shoe I'm talking about. If you don't, you don't. That's calm. But I say I'm not a fan of such a shoe. But when your store has a Boxing Day sale, when your store is on Boxing Day, I think I still have the picture on my phone. We had a scanner in JD where you could check, obviously, price deductions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I scanned this shoe. We had a section called Oddmans. Oddmans was basically returns, bare random shoes. Like I remember I found a pair of, it's not big now, but at the time, what was the name of this shoe? They did a 6 and another pair. It was black and white. I can't remember the name of the shoe. I can't remember the name of the shoe. It was an Air Jordan 6. It was black. Sorry, that's really bad for the listeners. Let's go with. I'm trying to remember the name. For people ID it.
You're forgiven, man.
Yeah. So it was that, and then what was the Air Jordan 1, which was like iridescent?
Air Jordan 1 that was
Iridescent. It came out
iridescent.
probably 2016, 15ish. Iridescent Air Jordan 1. It came out for All-Star Weekend. They did a 6 of it as well. It wasn't Chameleon.
Is it the Chameleon?
It is. Was it called a Chameleon?
Yeah, there's and that came out. Yeah, it's All Star as well.
Yeah. All Star Air Jordan 1 and I think they just did an Air Jordan 6 of it.
Yeah, deeper knowledge, Eman. Yeah, respect that.
That, and then I think it was a Black Cat 6. I think it was called a Black Cat 6. Black Cat 6 came.
There was.
Yeah, okay.
I think there's been multiple. Yeah, there's been multiple Black Cats.
6,
yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah.
I remember scanning shoes like that in the Oddman section. At the time, I was working in JD around probably Prime, Ultra Boost over Air. So I was seeing like 2015. That was the year of Flyknit Racers, Ultra Boosts, Pure Boosts.
Yeah, man, the runners were killing it.
All of them yellow and purple.
I think I've got the Ultra Boost right here, bro. Run down. Bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love that.
So yeah, sorry, to get back into it. So this shoe I found, I think it was on Boxing Day, next to a pair of Silver Bullet Air Max 97s. Yeah, got this for £50. Sorry, I need to turn the exposure down again. But for the guys who can see, it's literally a Flyknit Air Force One. Sorry, this is bad. Flyknit Air Force One that I got for £50. I'm not an Air Force guy. If you know me, you know I'm not an Air Force guy. But for £50,
Flyknit Air Force One,
Flyknit white Air Force One low. And the thing is, yeah, it's cream, but when it's in the light, this is cocaine. This is pure white.
Oh my days, bro! I know this shoe.
Yeah, I remember the whole.
Oh, you got the low, right?
Yeah, I remember. I think I was going somewhere, and I wanted. Sorry, apologies. I was going somewhere, and I wanted to match a fit, so I was on the hunt for Flyknit Air Force One highs, bro. That's at the time the shoe was. It was sexy, can't lie. But yeah, so that's probably one of my more older shoes. Do you put visuals up?
Yeah, I'll put a visual
if I can get the visual of the picture that I took of the scanner, I'll send it to you.
Oh wait, I just deeped the price. Listen, nah, I actually just deeped the price. Wait, I'm actually gassed.
Beautiful.
So you will see that I actually spent £50 on it. You will see it with your eyes. I think it was £50 before stuff discount. So
that's deeper. So
it's like £38 or something. And then secondly, not to harbour on, we have the Air Max Zero.
Air Max Zero. These are deeper cuts, man. People. Air Max Zero. Nah, man.
I remember the shoe being launched. It was launched in 2 or 3 colorways. There was the yellow and white one. There was like a menthol color, which was blue, white, and green. And I can't remember. But those were the main colors. And then I saw this come in a gray. I said, "Ooh!" This one, I don't even think I got it right. Okay, this is an 8.5. But the way that they fit very snug. But I remember first seeing the shoe in the box, and I just kept it in the stockroom. I just kept it in there for a while, and I was like, yo, I need to come back and buy this shoe. But yeah, man, Air Max Zero. I really thought this shoe would take off.
Yeah.
At the time, I thought obviously not having an actual tongue, but the tongue is like attached to the shoe, kind of like the Huarache.
Yeah, or the there's a lot of like prime knit kicks that had like attached stuff. Like, and I'm not normally a fan of that as well.
Yeah,
like,
that's another thing. It's
a bit, that's a little bit techie, man. But like the idea behind it was kind of strong still.
Yeah,
so like, I'm saying,
Like I've messed this up, bro. I just had this here. So those are some of the older shoes in my collection. I know there's others lying around, but I'll have to search for it, and that probably like I don't think you want to see that.
No, I those are two shoes I can say confidently have not been mentioned during my time.
Actually, I got one
Kicks
more.
Chronicles.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
this I need to. Okay, so it's deeper. I hope this is in the right box. Oh yes, baby. Okay, so there's a Rocheron. I'm gonna put that in there. The best shoe ever to be released ever in the whole world ever. You heard it from here first.
Okay.
And then there's this shoe, another part of the Huarache lineage. Something that you might remember. He yellowed as hell. Virgil got the inspiration from me. Are you ready? What do you know about this? What do you know about this Huarache? I need to turn.
Why is that see-through panels on the side?
Yeah. Oh, I need to turn that light for this one. I don't know. I have bare bright shoes. I don't even wear white shoes like that.
Oh, bro, I remember it. What's that?
I can't even remember the name of it.
Yeah, I can't see it. Yeah, I can't see it deeply enough. It was the what's the name? It was the other. It was the low version of the other thing. Hold tight. Oh my days, that is crazy.
Do your Googles, lads. If you're watching this, go and do your Googles. Come and listen to real connoisseurs of JD speak about what we're speaking about. But nah, those, if we're going like old shoes, then yeah.
That's super. Yeah, bro. Yeah, because that is literally the low version of that high that we were talking before, man. That is so funny. That is so funny, man. Yeah. That is so funny, man. Like, honestly, sometimes I look back on these kicks, man, with all due respect as well. Like, I'm like, them side panels, like, what were we trying to achieve?
I hear it.
Like, what were we trying to achieve with this, bro? What were you trying to achieve, man? Like, this is obviously shoes that ended up, like, being precursors to stuff like the clock kiss of death, like, where you literally just exposed your whole foot underneath the shoe, or those eBay, like, those eBay dunks and stuff like that. But, like,
gimmicks.
It's gimmicks, bro. It's gimmicks. But the thing is, yeah, right, I think you have to allow space for that. Like, I like WWE, right?
It's too bad in my household, but yeah.
But like, as much as you're gonna have like the legit hard-working wrestlers and the heavyweight title fights and blah blah blah, you're gonna have every so often a hair versus hair. You're gonna have every so often, like, or for back in the day, like a lingerie thing. You might have, I'm saying, like, you're gonna have the gimmicks. You get me? Like the ones that draw people in, and then when they're in, you let them see the real thing, and that's what holds them there. So the gimmick.
That's the thing about life. There's always
bro.
For every sport or whatever, there's always going to be, like, I guess you could call it fast food, something that just brings you,
bro. Or 100%.
But it's not necessarily it.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's almost like an entry level thing.
Mm-hmm.
You get in, and once you get into the game, it's like, hold tight, there's a whole world.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a whole world available. You get me? Like, but yeah, so even similar to, like, because we were talking about All-Star, similar to the All-Star game in basketball. Some people might not watch basketball on a regular. They might not,
it's true,
like, care about watching a whole game of basketball. But you might watch the All-Star game because it's like all the greatest stars on show.
Dunk contest.
You get me? You're seeing, I'm saying dunk contest, 3-point contest. You're seeing all of the fanfare, all of the razzmatazz, and it's like, that's what draws people in, man. All the flashy things and and the thing is, you get there, you might realize, okay, no, I like this game, man, and you get into it, and then ultimately you can then become someone like Eman, like coming out with these deeper cuts, these older kicks, and you're like, yeah, man, I'm in this game now. I ain't got there's nothing I can do about it.
Exactly, bro.
But like, I appreciate you sharing on that level, man, because those are 3 kicks without a shadow of a doubt. Not one of them has been mentioned in all of my episodes, man. And I just love
reliving old kicks, but I love obviously things coming back to memory, like,
Bro,
and just being able to see things again.
Connection, bro.
Like, honestly, man, it's real. Like, it's super, super real, man. So I just appreciate that 100%.
I think
so. Let's flip that all the way.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, go.
No, you was giving me another category. Go on.
Yeah. Let's flip it all the way over on the other side and just say, what's the latest pair of shoes, the newest pair of shoes to enter your domain?
Okay. So, what we were talking about a certain chewing gum, but not chewing gum. Deep it. So,
this guy's so fun.
So, I made this shoe. Can you see that? I made this shoe on Nike ID. I don't think I've put this out because I just haven't. Made this shoe on Nike ID. It's a shoe that I want. I was speaking about this on the pod. It's a shoe that I want, but Nike have decided, or apparently they've decided that, hey, you see, next year we're bringing it all back. You see that Syracuse that you got, that you wanted to get again, we're gonna bring more of them. So I present to you the Nike ID Plum with the
bro. I actually think I think you actually did a TikTok or did a short video about this.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember seeing it and I was like, bro, you made a shoe.
Yeah, man.
But you made it in leather, right?
Yeah, this is leather.
Instead of it being in suede. Yeah.
Steady.
I remember it.
Yeah,
I remember it. That's hard though. Yeah, that's super hard, bro. I actually have a lot of time for that.
Because it's gum, it's more durable.
Yeah.
But because you have the plum upper, it's like you can mix it more with that gum sole. The gum sole is kind of like a caveat. It's not the same purple sole. That gum sole can bring another color into the mix. So yeah, I love
stuff like that, and that's one of the reasons why I love gum soles, man, because it adds another color, which means you can choose to go along the same line with it, or you can go in a completely different direction.
Yeah, along with that detail, I guess another guys. I'm a nerd. When it comes to sneakers, I'm a nerd. Like, I've changed the laces to SB rip laces because I feel like it gives the shoe volume instead of a flat lace. So yeah, that's one shoe. A shoe that a lot of people hate and I love because people hate. I've talked about this on the pod as well. Sorry, guys, there's a lot of this is pod stuff, but we're here on the Kicks channel, so we need to speak sneakers. 1 second. A lot of men are gonna hate me for this, but if you're not looking, you can't see.
Bro, yeah, you got the off-white.
Nike off-white Zoom flies in both the black and
my
the pink.
days.
I have a love-hate connection with this shoe because I never got the right size until now. I have bought 7 pairs of each color just to get the right size. Nike, this is how much I love
the what's his names were waved. The sizes were waved on that shoe.
Bro, this is a 9.5.
Crazy.
Bro. Brother, I'm an 8.5.
I had to go a whole size, bro. I had to go a whole size up. Like, oh my days.
Kind of reminded me of all this cactus plant, flea, whatever that's going on right now.
Like, the sizes were crazy.
Bro, the sizes are off. It's a good shoe, don't get me wrong. Like, anytime I wear it, because with me, for the pink whales, I either get that or the CBG Air Max 180s in the pink colorway. Because I liked a hot pink shoe, something different.
No, I respect that, man. I like a pop of color, man. I think it's something that we shouldn't be afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
Like I recently picked up. It isn't like to the same degree, but I recently picked up these, right?
Oh, Puma Suede. I don't know
if you can see them.
They had it.
So yeah,
they had their time. I remember.
So these were a collab with Ruigi, the guy that the head of Rude Clothing.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it was pink, but the reason why I love pink, but it was muted pink. So I was like, oh, I could rock this because my palette is usually dark colors. So being able to rock a muted pink was like, oh, that's easy to me. You get me now? So I didn't go super, super heavy in terms of like it being really bold and stuff like, but I have mad respect for people that take
that take chances with their kicks in terms of like the colors and the boldness of it, man. I've got mad respect for it because it's just an expression of you as a person, man. You get me, man, and you're that guy.
Another chance I've taken. Another risk.
Bro, that's not a risk, bro. That's a sure thing, bro. That's a sure thing, bro. It's a risk
because it's ice cream. Oh, you're trying to say whatever you want to call it.
Bro, that's on my list, man. By the way, for the people that are not watching, that he's holding up the Sean Weatherspoon 97
This is bad content. Yeah. Sean Weatherspoon 97
the 97
Nike bought his soul and then threw him off a cliff, and now he can't make anything as good.
Bro, if you ever seen an example of like soul sucking and just like destroying the whole thing. Now people are even questioning whether he came up with the 97 in the first place. Yeah. That's not because of what he's been able to do since he's not been able to do anything. Yeah. By the way, though, I will say, Sean Weatherspoon has recently done a collaboration with Gap.
Yeah,
they've got a decent couple pieces in there. You get me, which I do respect, but I don't know if it's going to bring him back to where he probably feels in his mind he should be.
Let's be serious. You can't come back from Nike.
Like, it is what it is. Especially when you say stuff like, I have no real connection to Adidas. I would never work with Adidas. And then the next year you've got a collaboration with Adidas.
Yeah.
That's meaty to say the absolute least. Like,
the superstar,
I'm saying there's not
the first
one
superstar I thought was decent. I liked it.
Nah, bro. Like, I feel like I could respect the idea of it being novel and different, but it wasn't practical. And maybe shoes don't need to be practical. But when I looked at what he did previously, like, and I'm like, this is you coming back again. This is your sequel. It's not doing it. It's not doing it. And for him to get to the point where that was okay to him, told me a lot.
Yeah. Quick tangent. Yeah, I remember you were speaking about it's kind of off, but the whole mischief boot, kind of like introducing you into something, and you sticking around. But to get back into this, the tassels and stuff, it was nice, but
I get you.
It wasn't the best. And then going to Asics and then trying to do your thing with Asics, and then having the Adidas Orchestra, and it was.
Some people like that. I'm not 100% on the silhouette. So for him, I was like, that's not the energy you need right now. You need to go with an original. I do think his Gazelle was good, right? But like, I don't know if it's off the strength of what he did or off the strength of the silhouette, because I feel like the Gazelle is a classic silhouette that pretty much just goes over on its own strength, right? But I did like, I'm saying, the energy he brought to that. But overall, if I'm looking at everything in terms of his body of work to date, I'm a little disappointed. It's such a mad high, like it's such a huge high.
To the point, the way that you got it off the whole competition, and you were selected, and you had a store and the rollout.
It put you on, bro.
And it was
like round 2,
it was a fusion silhouette.
Bro. Oh my days, man.
And it was with Nike as well. And the colours were peak.
Oh, bro.
And it was cool,
like, to come in the game. Yeah, man, to come in the game with such strong energy. Like, and the thing is, I think sometimes in life in general, like, you know what I'm saying, you see it in music a lot, where people have that crazy first album. And then they just, for real, yeah, that's the world we're living in right now, you get me? Like, they just come in with such hot energy. I remember there was this one guy, Designer. It always comes to mind when I think about these things. Bro, like, to come into the game with such energy, like, where you literally just got everybody singing your song, or everybody like, bro, this might be it. You get me? You're on everyone's list. Bro, like, the guy, like, but the thing is like, when the substance isn't there, the well runs dry. You get me? Like, there needed to be more. Right? And I'm not saying that Sean is that. I'm not actually saying that at all, because I think he is an accomplished designer. I think he does have good ideas. I think the execution on some of the things, and possibly even
the thought process on some of these things haven't gone to the level that I would like. But as long as he's happy with his body of work, that's cool with me. Bro, do your thing. Now everything you're gonna do is gonna vibe with me. At least I've got the 97-1. At least I have that. You get me? Because I know that you bang that. You get me, man? And really, like, it really resonated with me. You get me? Because even though I've always been like a bigger guy, the ability to wear color, the ability to change and do different textures on a silhouette. I'm saying like on a silhouette that is like loved in the form of an Air Max, but then utilizing the Air Max, because my favorite Air Max is the Air Max 1, right? So being able to merge those worlds, but utilizing the 97 because it gives the most energy in terms of being a surface area. You've got the most layers in that one. So I'm saying like, and it's the smartest in that regard as well, because he could have gone with a 95, but obviously the competition was a 97. So everything just lined up perfectly in that regard. Like, so there's a lot in terms of the story I respect. You get me? But like, it continued. It's because it's life, right? It continued and it just didn't go the way I would have had it go. But yeah, bro, like, he's done his thing and he keeps on getting, brands are still vibing with him, still working with him.
He'll do well at Gap, because hear me out. Gap is one of them brands where I feel like I'm going to be full judgmental. It aligns with his aesthetic, his type of like recycling, grunge,
sustainable,
sustainable, not too expensive. Because recently we had a manga. Had mango in it. Was wearing one of his.
It used to be a mango roll deep mango.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because I had J2K, so like there's a little roll deep connection there. Yeah,
the same vein. But yeah, he was wearing one of his pairs of jeans, and it was decent. Like, it had like patches on it and stuff, and that reminded me of Sean, because I used to watch Round 2 a lot when they were popping. And the ideas that Sean had, it was very much, we're gonna make a jean, but it's gonna be made of polyester, and we're gonna cut polyester bits and stick this here, and what does this look like if we stick this here and put this on here? And like, he made a pair of pants out of a jacket, a North Face jacket. It's when people use their imagination and do interesting things, and he made shorts. I respect it. So this Gap, I feel like it'll work for him, because I feel like that's the kind of vein that Gap is down. And it's a kind of a good way to bounce off the whole Kanye thing. I can't lie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, everyone's bouncing off.
Yeah, exactly.
You get me? Like, he leaves like a pile of like bewildered companies in his wake. And he's like, it's like, we burn every bridge. Yeah. Let's just go. Thank you for listening to this episode of Kicks Chronicles. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, rate, review, and all that good stuff. And remember, full video version is available on YouTube, audio versions available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.